And hello again everyone, this is Harbinger, back to give you a quick progress report on the Pong project. And it's getting light now, so you're not going to be able to make out the pixels all that well, but a couple of immediate differences you can see from where I was with the last time. All of the pixels in the middle of the playing field are now off. I've got them permanently off with AND gates wired to control when the individual pixels go on. I'll get to that system again here in a minute. Also have built a second copy of the paddle control system, mirrored it on the other side over here so that now I have player 2 controls and player 1 controls independently, and they both move the paddles up and down the screen. You saw that working with one paddle in the last video. I'm not going to bother showing you the same thing on the second paddle there, especially since it's too light now to really be able to make out the torches. But alright, now that I have some light again, I will run back here and show you how things have changed back behind here. Again, this is all new from the last video. It's just an exact copy of what was built on the other side, just mirrored. What the last couple of days have involved is this right here. Since the pixels up there are only spaced out one vertically and one horizontally from each other, had to give myself some more room to work with things. So this first little leg of it here, some fog there. This first little leg of it here is just spacing it out vertically so that I can have repeaters in here, still have a gap between the torch for the repeater and the next line above so that it doesn't cause interference. And then this part right here, I had to space them out even more horizontally to give me room to work with things. So every pair of torches here controls one pixel up there on the screen. Looks a lot more complicated than it actually is, but it's just because it's so huge. But what we have is each pixel is controlled by a 2-input AND gate. The way things are going to work is I am going to, we'll say for now that the left side is what I'm going to have wired together vertically. I'll be wiring everything in this column, left torch to the left torch to the left torch, and then the same thing for this column, same thing for that column, and so on. And then I'll also be wiring in rows. I'll be wiring the right torch to the right torch to the right torch. So what that'll allow me to do is, based on the two counters, one for X and one for Y, that I'll be building next. That's the next phase of things. Depending on the counter position, one entire row horizontally will have one torch lit. One entire column vertically will have one torch lit, and wherever those intersect, that'll be the one pixel that is allowed to be turned on. And then as the counters cycle through their values and increase or decrease depending on the direction that they're counting, the ball will appear to move across the screen. So again, that's not that complicated. It's just very, very difficult to wire because of the scale of things here. But that'll be the next step. Again, the vertical movement is going to be controlled by a 4-bit counter, since it'll have to be able to count from 0 to 9. Horizontally, I'll still be able to use a 3-bit counter because the rows on the far left and far right of the display are reserved for the paddles, so there's only 8 pixels in the middle for the ball to move across in that direction. Not exactly sure where I'm going to be building these counters because I will also need decoders and all that good stuff. Yeah, not sure if I'm going to build on that platform right there, which is left over from another project, or if I'm going to put them in some other place. Ultimately, I want to keep them as close to the middle of this vertically as possible, so that it takes the same number of repeaters to reach the top and the bottom. The closer I'm able to come to keeping everything going through the same number of inverters, the better the timing is going to be, and the smoother things update. It's going to look pretty bad if the ball bounces around to like 3 different points before it comes to rest. It won't really look like it's moving at all. But I should be able to smooth that out well enough, considering that only one of these gates is going to be active at a time. It won't cause that much delay. But I will figure that out as I go. One other quick note: I of course didn't need to extend these inputs to the pixels out quite as far as I did. At least not for the sake of the display anyway. Reason I did that was so that I didn't interfere with these lines right here. These are the lines that these are the rest of the lines for the paddle input pixels, and this will be where I splice in some other inputs to do the comparators to determine whether or not the ball has hit a paddle or not. So if I didn't extend things out this far, then I'd still have had to bring it out to at least here. Otherwise, it would have clobbered that thing on its way out. But anyway, that is where I'm at now. The next video that I post, hopefully within another couple of days, will be after I've gotten both the X and the Y counter and the toggle for direction for each of those built, and have that synced up to a clock. So the next video I'll show you the ball actually moving across the screen. I'm not going to, before I get to the collision detection and the victory conditions and all that, I'll post another video so that there's another progress report along the way. But yep, hopefully within a couple of days I will have the ball bouncing around and the 2 paddles that'll move up and down but do nothing as far as interact with the game. So thank you for watching. I appreciate all the feedback that I've been getting, and it's good to see that there are so many people interested in this project that are following me on it here.